Divorce Day Diaries Day 396, and I'm going to go to the art gallery. So when I was in Akaroa a couple of weeks ago, I popped into a couple of those little, what do you call them, like boutique art galleries that they had there that are just like in a couple houses. And the thing is, I've been watching like art history videos and videos just about art in general, and while I was in those art galleries I realised that I actually kind of enjoy it, weirdly. I say weirdly because the only other time I remember going to art gallery was like I was a child and I was like, oh cool, there's paintings on the wall, but like I don't know, apparently I've just discovered this about myself. Is this like me entering my old man phase? I'm now going to start going to art galleries. It's not as bad as one of my friends. He started watching World War II documentaries. I'm like, you're not even 35 yet, brother. So, according to my search history on Google, at 10 PM on Friday, when I was probably meant to be in bed, I googled Christchurch Art Gallery, and there is one in town. It opens at 10 AM, it's free entry. We're coming up on 9:30 now. I'm just having some leftover nachos for breakfast, and then, yeah, let's go check it out. So as soon as I saw the building, I knew that must be the art gallery, because this is quite a statement building. The building itself is an art piece, I guess. But after heading in, the first thing I noticed was this like pipes art piece. I don't know if this has a name. It's like a seating area, but this is like a whole bathroom without walls that's just kind of like plumbed here. I found this fascinating. I don't know why. I just couldn't stop staring at it. And I keep noticing different things, like this tap that's like all the way up high. And then there was just like this random plate and a cup, and it's like, I don't actually know if that's part of the art piece, but it kind of fits in. And then they had this big room dedicated to a single art piece with, you see these sort of like spikes on the wall and these big metal chains. And I thought, does this have something to do with like whaling and the ocean? It's definitely something to do with the environment. And when I looked further, it turns out it's called a pile of metal, and it's actually about forestry, and that's like saw blades made out of burnt timber. It was a really interesting piece. And then right across the way, they had an exhibition dedicated to Edith Collier. This is really funny, actually, because you know how I mentioned that I went to an art gallery as a kid? Well, the art gallery I would have went to would have been the Sargent Art Gallery in Wanganui. Edith Collier grew up in Wanganui, and the Sargent Art Gallery has all of these paintings. That's where these paintings belong to. So I've come so far and just ended up back home, apparently. But I always find it interesting looking at an artist's portfolio and seeing them go from realistic stuff when they're learning to draw, and then she starts developing her own style with a lot more colour, and then here's that same boy again in a completely different painting, looking again completely different. And a good part of that can be attributed to the invention of the photograph, right? You don't need to draw realistic if you can just take a snap and everything looks realistic. So people started developing their own art styles over the last 100 and something years. But I should really get a move on because it's been like half an hour and I've been to 3 exhibits. But of course, photography and art are not mutually exclusive. What about art with photography? There's this 360 panoramic taken like 40 years ago, and it's massive, spans this entire wall. And effectively, the artist just saw this painting, Waterfall in Dusky Bay, I believe it's called, and just thought, why didn't I take a picture from the perspective of that guy on the waka? What did he see? And this is that photo. But it was funny time to head upstairs, where I noticed connected to the roof they had another art piece. This one is all tables and chairs that are pierced by lights attached to the roof. How did they get that up there? I have no idea. Up here they had some more traditional art pieces of New Zealand landscapes, but they also had an interesting piece of history. Up here they had the deeds to Otago. Back then it was called New Edinburgh, but here we have the proof of the sales of some of the pieces of land of the South Island, Te Waipunamu, as well as some interesting facts about it. We only paid 2 cents per acre for all of Canterbury. Yeah, and they've got this big map of the South Island where they had shown you where they had made all these purchases from the tangata whenua. But up around here is also where I found my favourite art piece in the gallery, which is this black picture. It says ko wai koe, which means who are you, and it may not have been the artist's intention, but it's behind a glass frame, so you can sort of see yourself in the black mirror of the picture while you're looking at it. Who are you? It's a question that I don't always have an answer for when I ask myself. That was a good experience. I really enjoyed that in the end. I definitely think I'll be going back, although it certainly wasn't free. I ended up spending, it's $5 an hour for parking around here. I spent $10 on parking. But while we're in town, let's go pop into Kmart. My oldest daughter expressed to me that she keeps forgetting her headband when she comes to my house, so I'm like, that's fine, I can just buy you another headband. Although my oldest son also always lives in these like oversized like hoodies, and I saw one of these specifically for my place, so I grabbed one, as well as a t-shirt, because he's always outgrowing all of his clothes. And then I grabbed some more hangers, specifically for the kids, because they never have enough. And then finally I beelined it to where the headbands were, and just kind of grabbed a random pink one in the middle. And now that stuff's just going to kind of live in my boot for the next 2 to 3 days. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I go out shopping, I chuck stuff in my boot, and unless it's groceries, it just kind of ends up staying there. I mean, if I need it, I'll go and get it, but like I don't need any of that stuff, so it's fine. I can live there. I could just go get it now, but I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my Sunday, and I'll catch you on the flip side.